Okay. We'll see if that is going to be the case, because yeah, I mean, I also completely agree with the point you brought up that they are going to have a lineup that can be very difficult to deal with in the early game. So we'll have to see if that proves to be the case or not for StoRm, or if Matreshka can get that Nagasai and can get Retsu off to a good game. What do we feel like needs to go right for StoRm? We've spoken about a couple of heroes that can be very pivotal in regards to some of their rotations, but
you know, he's basically even with Natty Narwhal right now, which is to be expected, right?
Able to get the water in. Looks like Natty was. As that sprout into the awkward shards placement, it can try and cut through. Still a bit of an awkward positioning. Nonetheless, look at the kill, and look at a courier as well. So Seneko strikes first.
Really is a lot. 36 extra damage that you get as soon as you go in, and then as soon as you attack, like the longer the fight goes, and when the surprise factor goes away, you're just a little bit beefier. So don't know why this hero needed it. It was already in a pretty decent place, I thought, with just the change to the sprout on its own, but well, that's what happens if you can actually get in onto it. And this is what I was talking about for the laning stage, where if you just get put out of position, you could die in a very, very quick manner. Just the Ring of Health is fine to be able to stay in this lane, but yeah, beyond that, I want to see him pretty much rushing towards the Ags. Maybe you can afford to go like, oh, he's already got the Arcane Boot, so yeah, he should be fine.
Seneko going to continue to right-click down Laguna. They've already used their round of spells. Time dilation proving to be a bit of an issue. Melis is still going to continue to chase another round of the Celestial Hammer, in fact. Helps secure another kill.
They're going for this constant little harass, but you never feel like they're going to be able to get a kill against either the Grim or the Dawnbreaker. That's the main concern, right? The only time Grim's died is when he rotated mid towards the Tusk. The Tusk is the one that did the majority of the work there. Get a glimpse back onto 1J. Looks like he might be dying.
Yeah, without a doubt. Is not going to be long for this. Well, Dark, the one that gets the kill. Wisdom Room up in a couple of seconds. Dawnbreaker's in a pretty good position to scout this out. They might need some extra rotations. That's going to come through from the Invoker. Looking to TP into the T2 tower. Can they cancel Nikki? Cool Tornado. Just a little bit too late. So is it at least able to get the Wisdom Room? Very active. Wisdom Room up in a couple of seconds. Dawnbreaker's in a pretty good position to scout this out. They might need some extra rotations. That's going to come through from the Invoker. Looking to TP into the T2 tower. Can they cancel Nikki? Cool Tornado. Just a little bit too late. So is it at least able to get the Wisdom Room? Of course, this is still your mid laner that's going to go down. Is that worth?
Because Retsu's already level 6.5 at 8 minutes in.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ready? You're in a little bit of danger. Can do whatever he can to disrupt. They actually want to take the fight, and what a kinetic field, dude. Dark holds them both into place, so Melis off the back of the ultimate will get a lot of value out of that. Incredible spell casting from the disruptor. His farm hasn't been slowed down. It might be now, though. I mean, they are completely surrounding Katie. You escaped last time. If you can somehow get out again, is almost going to be a miracle, but not with the Phantom's Embrace to start. They're going to try and TP down the Tusk. He can turn with the Chrono to hold them down. It'll connect onto 3, but the damage is going to be lacking, especially with the Ink Spell. Katie has to sidestep it. It's going to be up to 1J to get the blast off. Connects up to 2, but dude, look at the Tornado. Disrupting the team fight. Natty can turn to deal to 1J. Meanwhile, they're still hunting Melis down in the tree line as well, but the Dawnbreaker's not the easiest kill with all the stats she's playing with at this stage of the game, but Nikki Cool should be able to secure the kill with the shards, but still Katie, can he get away from danger with the time? What gets some separation? Nikki's back into the middle as Natty doesn't have the spells to work with at the moment. It's looking like a pretty decent fight for StoRm, and now it's just the two supports they have to battle against. There's going to be so much gold and experience as Katie jumps back in as well, and Nikki Cool's not even going to die. All right, StoRm
battered basically and held together with eggs.
Sounds interesting. No, I have not had the, at least on a pancake. Neko? We're able to get the kill onto the Nature's Prophet, so a little bit more earned charges for Natty Narwhal. It's going to get in close towards the Spirit Vessel. It does leave mid vacant though, so we see with the catapult wave. Storm are doing a really good job to put pressure on the tower. Like, I mean, you've got the Beastmaster and Nature's Prophet that are good at taking objectives, but they're doing this without those two heroes.
Dominic's also 3 components towards that Aghanim Scepter, so clearly they feel like they don't have anything that's going to be able to deal with Retsu for now. As Nicky Cool, he gets gone on again. I don't think he's going to survive this time around, though. Sure.
Nah, there's no way. No way. I mean, they'll try and snowball further on over. Nicky will buy some time. And really that time granted them the kill onto the Dawnbreaker. Really good job to put pressure on the tower. Like, I mean, you've got the Beastmaster and Nature's Prophet that are good at taking objectives, but they're doing this without those two heroes.
Dominic's also 3 components towards that Aghanim Scepter, so clearly they feel like they don't have anything that's going to be able to deal with Retsu for now. As Nicky Cool, he gets gone on again. I don't think he's going to survive this time around, though. Sure.
Nah, there's no way. No way. I mean, they'll try and snowball further on over. Nicky will buy some time. And really that time granted them the kill onto the Dawnbreaker. There was no Chronosphere needed, so...
They're actually going down bottom here. They want to try and pick off Melis.
They're going to run straight into him. Dominic and 1J. His 2 heroes, well, I guess especially now with Seneko even considering about coming over. It's actually going to look for the TP. Connect. Stop it. All right, well, they'll use both. TP cancelled and a Dawnbreaker killed. Lost TP there to place it. So look at them grouping up. I mean, this is definitely a timing you want to take a fight with on Storm.
And it's going to reveal as well the illusion bait coming through there from Nicky Cool on his Tusk. It gives that one away, and he's even going to just blink in. No fear at all.
Dominic run head first into them as well. They'll start with the Static Storm. They're not really going to get much out of it, though. It's a really messy engagement for Matreshka. Retsu's going to be forced to Song to get Natty out. Does Retsu TP, though? He's going to be pretty quick. They have the Atos. Manta's there to dispel it, I suppose. Retsu's going to be able to do that straight away. Nice shots, though. This is still looking a little bit awkward for Retsu. He does have some team around him. Solar Guardian to buy some time. They'll get the stun as well. A lot of spells have been committed early on, but the Naga's incredibly tanky at the moment. Retsu finally will end up going down, but Natty's back inside the team fight. 1J should tick out to the Spirit Vessel, but Dominic doesn't have too much to fear. Back 1J, he actually lived through it all as well. I mean, just under 30 health. And now they might even get done. Oh, stepped up way too far. Eats a couple of mines along with a round of axes, and Dominic.
I want to commend Seneko for that ward placement as well. I just set up everything that was going on there. You know, they were fighting underneath this vision the entire time. Dark's going to get rid of it now, but they don't get that Atos off if you don't have that ward set up right.
Back live, Melis. Might be another death onto the Dawnbreaker, really continuing to slow down his game. I'll be able to get the glimpse back onto 2 with Natty setting up, but with only 1 point in Exor, the damage is incredibly weak, and a nice snowball from Nicky Cool, man. We are seeing how comfortable he is on the Tusk. They'll give up Seneko, but his 2 other heroes were able to survive. Retsu to be able to get the team over the finish line as they do scout him out top lane. I think they're starting to TP in. This is close to a tier 1 tower. They're going to be cautious. Chrono's going to be out. Instant response out of the Solar Guardian as well, as Nicky's trying to jump and deal with the Invoker. Retsu want to use it, though. They'll be able to drag back the Faceless Void inside the Static Storm. He's going to have the Song shortly, though. He'll run away from the Void, but look at the Void running closer to the Song. So Katie lives through it all. I mean, this is just some incredible reads from them, and now Nicky Cool is going to be able to get Retsu as well. They are still hinting for Katie, but Melis not even going to be able to catch up to him. Is this Void still on? Oh my, dude, he hasn't died this game. Now just completed from 1J, so this Roche goes down a little bit faster. About to have BKB on Katie. This game is just lining up perfectly for Storm.
Radiant's top
lane, they see Natty Nawa at the moment. They also see Retsu down bottom. So 2 ganks going on simultaneously. They'll make the attempt onto Retsu. With the blast off missing, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult now. They'll still force the Song. No TP on him, though. He's going to have to go through the rift. They can set up now. Dominic is running straight up here.
No,
Retsu is going to enter straight to the Beastmaster. And with the drums, he'll kill off the illusions. Now, Natty's here along with the Solar Guardian. They're going to do whatever they can to keep him alive for the moment. But still, the other people are starting to come through on the opposite side. As even Seneko cuts them off. But Melis, he can start to turn. The side of Matreshka trying to smoke to the air. But will they get there too late? Now, Ninawa's going to be able to get some distance away. Tornado sets up for the static storm. But again, the damage is a real big thing that's lacking for Matreshka. It seems like they just want to cut their losses. They know with everything on cooldown, they are in danger as Nikki finds the Invoker inside the tree line. Incredible read from him.
They want more.
In the end,
Seneca's
they might be able to find it.
I mean, you can get the glimpse back on him, but you're inside a Sprout with no Quelling Blade. Of course he gets the bash, man. There was no doubt about it.
Oh, okay.
I asked for Seneka to go casual Blightstone. Drums is just as good.
Retsu again?
Oh, he doesn't have the song this time.
Man, he's playing incredibly well.
Damage from that Luminosity.
They're gonna come back, dude. This building will fall pretty goddamn fast. Nikki cool, an aggressive jump. They scout out Natty Narwhal with a solid Guardian's not enough to keep him alive. That's a big kill onto the Invoker. San's gonna prevent the Chrono, but Katie's still able to step outside and find the multi-man. And it's just a clean-up show now. StoRm, they forced the buyback out of the Invoker, but Natty Narwhal, he doesn't have the levels nor the items to be able to turn the tides. The snowball keeps Nikki Cool alive. He'll still tick out in the end, but they're looking for the finishing blow as Katie jumps further inside the base. That's a dieback for Natty Narwhal. Dude, they just stole the wisdom room and 1J just TP'd out in their face. Wait, Oretsu. Hey, this is a real Naga. This is a real Naga sign. That's also Katie that's just farming outside the base. Dominic's going to be able to assassinate the Disruptor. And now Katie will actually backtrack into the middle. BKB means he doesn't have to fear about the song. It's getting a little bit messy now with Seneka disconnected from the team. We'll see who the initial target's going to be once the song expires.
Giving vision.
But Seneka, I mean, this is not a support anymore. You know, BKB run away. What are they going to be able to do against him? Katie wants to go back in, but it's a pretty good timing out of the tornado. BKB was used prior. This could be the one opportunity for Matreshka. They'll turn and blow up Katie. And now Dominic as well didn't get too much value out of the BKB. Maybe it's up to Nikki Cool. Let's see how Crafty's going to be able to get on the tusk with the backline. Jump along with the tech. He's all right. Nikki was waiting in the wings for the perfect opportunity. And now they've separated the Dawnbreaker with the other components as well. As Retsu will still deal with the techies. They're going to hunt the Dominic on the high ground next, but the drums of StoRm will not make this an easy kill at all. But it looks like Retsu will finally get through the Beastmaster's health pool. And now they're even looking for more as well. Atos will help the disengage. Tornado from downtown. Natty Narwhal again. Much better spellcasting through him inside the team fight. We'll be able to get another kill onto Seneko. Meanwhile, Nikki kills. They're still looking for the kill into the TP out, and he should be able to make it as well as Retsu. Doesn't have the physical damage at this stage of the game. So in the end, I mean, that's a pretty goddamn good fight for Matreshka, all things considering, though.
Whatever, go.
Yeah. Tries to drop it down, doesn't do it. I guess at least he has kinetic field, but yeah, I mean, it's still not nice. Nikki Cool. So we're just gonna pop. What is the damage? All right, welcome to the Desolator for Nikki Cool. He too hits another support, and now with the Evoker caught out inside the lane. That is crazy, dude. What was that?
I mean, that's the benefit of the old Enchanted Quiver as well. Gets far enough away
run, my friend.
The BKB and he'll just get away. But
he's gonna go for it. Oh no, we needed another time walk. Oh no.
Stupid, but again, there's nothing that they can do about it. And do they have the buggy gem now on this one? Immortality. Doesn't look like it.
Yep. All right.
No butterfly yet or anything like that, but I mean the initial hit from the.
This is a crazy move. They're running into the ages. I mean, I guess I know Chrono's down in BKB for a little bit of time. Boom's gonna send him out of range of the Sunstrike. Nikki Cool will refresh up. And I mean, Retsu's going to try and enter the fight, but he's low health as well. Tornado Solar Guardian will buy him some time, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter in the end. As maybe one last ditch attempt for Matreshka, but all they get is the Aegis kill. And now they're going to be running to try and escape as best as they can, but Melis, well, they won't be able to do so. It's a 5-man wipe in the end. And they might call it, and they do indeed. So one last attempt, unfortunately, doesn't go their way as StoRm debuted here in the TI qualifiers is off to a good start.
It is indeed, and what have we learned from this? Never trust Aries predictions coming through. Game-winning Nagasar, Picky says, who knows about that when you've got this early game StoRm draft, and it worked out really well.
Wonder as well, again, because we haven't seen the train in a very long time, if StoRm want to like 5-man to raid in safe lane to try and cut all the trees to minimize some of the effectiveness from Dark.
Yeah, I think that's certainly a possibility. And the other thing that I'm considering is with this thing that you mentioned with the rocket barrage, if Retsu's going to go down that route, they got A, good time in lane, and B, able to secure a lot of this dual damage. I feel like you should be able to get a decent amount of dual damage this game. Yes, you are into a Shadow Demon, but again, you've got heroes that have the capability to jump the Shadow Demon. Prior to level 6, the StoRm is incredibly vulnerable if you've got like a level 5 Tusk and a level 2 or level 3 Enchantress rotating in. They're just looking to farm. They're looking to try and sustain as much as possible in this lane. Seneko already leveling up the Nature's Attendants, realizing that he doesn't really need to concern himself too much with damage output. Any time that he can just put a little bit extra in to force out some of that regen is going to be a plus. But for now, he just wants to live, although he might not.
Well. No, there's not a lot of living going on there for Seneko.
Realizing that he doesn't really need to concern himself too much with damage output. Any time that he can just put a little bit extra in to force out some of that regen is going to be a plus. But for now, he just wants to live, although he might not.
Well. No, there's not a lot of living going on there for Seneko. And bottom lane, not a lot of living going on as well for 1J. So Matreshka already been able to get 2 kills on the board. About how much damage we're going to see out of Seneko. We did see this hero get some changes in that previous patch, as I'll actually hold that thought, because with the Lotus, 1J... Oh, actually, off the mark there with the Nature's Cross, so 1J should be able to get through the trees. Turns for another round, and I mean, Retsu's cut him off anyway, so...
Much cheaper. Kind of feels like when Hoodwink was strong, when she initially got that... the Hunter's Boomerang given over from the Shard. Yes, it was less effective than what it previously was, but it just still to have that damage amp tool. Is he going to be okay up here? No, he is not.
No, not at all. Holy crap.
He dropped as well.
Keep taking some damage. Oh, very interesting. Drops the raindrop to not get the proc out of the Arcane Bolt. What can Seneko do in particular? Because it feels like he's, like you said, he's really going to be that big person, especially now with the bit of a deficit they've gained as, Jesus Christ, the new Katie. I guess Seneko leads the lane. How is Katie really going to be able to play up top?
He can't. That's the big thing that I was talking about, right? It's the importance of doing well with this start. All right, they finally get Dark. Really, the long game has paid off eventually with being able to... It's okay, right? You're going to be going up against the time dilation slow. You're going to be going up against the tag team as well. So it feels kind of nice to be able to dodge out at least a little bit of that with a slow resistance. He's level 50.
Oh, Nikki, never mind. Don't go for that. Dark is here. And with that Chain Protect acting the +1 as well, Naninawa can instantly turn it back around. So yes, you take away the Arcane Rune, but now what a...
You're right, Atrophy Aura plus the Vanguard. Even the Legion Commander, with the start that she's had, is going to have a much rougher time.
If Dominic's going to be in some danger down bottom, Banishment kind of sets up for the call down. I'll get the damage out of the second missile as well, and it looks like that should be enough. And now even 1J might be under assault if Dark wants to continue to tank the tower. If you're Naninawa in particular, how are you looking to continue off the back of the strong start? Top of the net worth, you've definitely won mid by a long shot. You're almost 1,000 ahead as so you pull back as bottom lane. Retsu is in danger. Retsu might be able to turn it back around. Well, here's Naninawa. He'll turn to deal with 1J first. Now he's got a little bit of mana left in the tank as well. Dominic is a bit more difficult to go through. And now, especially with Katie sharpening up as well, they've got the Chronosphere. Might not even need it, though. As even Nikki Cool wants to step in and get involved as well. So StoRm...
Because he is going to be farming away.
Gotta be cautious bottom now, especially with that Mystic Flare now can... Out for Laguna, so yeah, we're going to see 1J position accordingly, and now they're actually just going to rotate their attention over to mid instead. They've got the Dark Troll summoned with the Catapult Wave. This tower's going to go down unless people TP in.
Take a lot longer now that those creeps are gone, and well, we're not going the untouchable can end up hurting you. I think it's just going to come down to what the situation is with, like, the towers, right? If you can afford to have a few more towers taken, maybe you can pick up a little bit more aggressive farm, right? And if people are going to make TPs, they're going to be super defensive
mid lane
as well.
Hang on, Retsu, that is crazy beating onto a T1 tower. I didn't see how it started, but Katie... No messing around with the use of the Chronosphere.
This lineup, having taken 2 towers before 13 minutes, I think they're going to be over the moon with that outcome.
Top lane, Dominic. Use the blade mail. Let's see if they're gonna have the damage to go through the Underlord. They'll try and TP Sineko in, but
Just enough.
let's see what they're gonna be able to do with the blink. Trying to position around Dominic. Melis
Cannot kill him.
yeah, I don't think so either. He might just turn it. He's got Sky nearby. Melis is a bit hesitant at the moment. Now tries to find the dual target onto 1J. He's got to get it out, but it might be a little bit too late. Winner, Nikki. Cool. Now Dominic is going to try and get up to Laguna as well. Pit's already been used, but it's going to be up to the toss to rely on some of the spell casting to close the distance, and they'll do that with ease. So StoRm, double kill given over to the Underlord, and no, not that it really matters, but some dual damage for the Shadow Demon.
It matters. You know it matters. They're going to
come on,
an absolute beast at the end of this game. But 1J just giving the tip over.
Oh, he's going to zip in. Zip over the top, in fact. Katie. A little bit of danger. Let's see if Natty's going to have the damage. He does indeed, but he's out of mana, and Nikki Cool's going to stop the TP, sure. As yes, you lose the Faceless Void, but they have this Blink Dagger to work with on Melis. You need to start getting the dual victories, especially with the Sky Legion combo. They're going to try and play around their ward inside the river. Dominic is not an easy kill, especially with Nikki nearby to potentially protect it with a snowball.
And 1J behind him, but look at
They're going to go for the supports. Natty over the top. Instant snowball. It's a great overgrowth from Dark. They haven't been able to secure any kills just yet. Now they're going to try and jump in with the duel as well. Eyes on Katie. What he's going to be able to do to turn the fight, because with the Chronosphere clipping onto 3, he's going to try and target down with the Sky at the moment. Now they'll turn to Melis next as well. But they still haven't addressed Retsu as his Gyrocopter having a free fight inside the middle. Even Natty Narwhal as well was able to deal with some of the support and add another one to the tally as Retsu gets involved. And we got a triple kill for the Storm Spirit in the end. So it was a great chrono, but not enough to turn the fight. Ooh, might have to go live pretty shortly. They're smoking top and they see Retsu and Melis. Oh, this could be a huge opportunity for StoRm. They're going to try and move him with a duel, but look at the positioning out of Dire. Instantly there with the banishment to stop the duel short. They'll get the kill onto Retsu. And now Radiant, they're a little bit too far away from the tier 1 towers to get these extra reinforcements. Dark will come through the rift. Laguna as well is actually here and not fast enough. And now Natty Narwhal too. Another person through the rift, so never mind. Matreshka. Yes, you lose Retsu, but at least there were a couple of constellation prizes inside that fight.
they want to be a little bit more on the front foot at this point. I think with the gyrocopter going down, they're going to feel like, you know what, he needs to play a little bit more conservative.
Oh my god. Oh, he's actually going to zip for it. Gonna get the snowball for the silence. Won't be fast enough. All right, even though it was a pretty good reaction out of the blink, Matreshka was still able to chase. Bottom lane, they've got another duel as well. This time it's under the Faceless Void, and this time it's a victory for Malice. All right. Can they fight afterwards, though? Let's see what the call's going to be.
Do they just have a smoke? Okay, they did at the very end, but yeah, just a little bit too late. If they can somehow get past this 5 minutes, I can definitely see avenues for StoRm to be able to...
Are they going to fight it? Oh, Nikki Cool. 2 hits down the Treant Protector. They need 1J to protect him, but the banishment's too late, and now he reveals his positioning. So Natty jumps over to the squishy support. They're going to try and rift out. Dominic won't even make it. As now with the remaining mana, Natty Narwhal's going to look for the body blocks instead, but the Vortex up in a couple of seconds. What a fight for Matreshka.
They'll see the couriers moving around as well. They'll just look to follow them.
You have a decent ward set up on the cliff.
Too. This would be the full Hurricane Pike for Sineko.
Katie's in a pretty good position, a time walk away. Keep in mind, Aegis is gone from Retsu. Dark to the start, straight onto the Faceless Void. That's the ideal target. No Chronosphere to worry about inside the team fight. This should just be a free engagement for Radiant. And they're just going to be able to chase down their members. I mean, Sineko is starting to get some damage into Retsu, but it's not going to matter. As soon as the Void is the first person killed off, you know it's not going to be a good fight for StoRm.
I don't think they do. Might have been the difference.
He's got back up set up. This could be disastrous. Smoke up, and it's going to pop instantly. Dark as well could be catastrophic with the overgrowth. They're going to try and turn and corner the gyro, but they're doing barely any damage inside it. Meanwhile, over to the right side, that is a gigantic odds from Malice. And now they're even going to turn to the Faceless Void as well. It's a homing this side of the face. Sineko is caught down in the tree line.
You know, like, barely tickled him in that fight. I think he got the flat cannon off in time.
Radiant's top
Right now,
tower
Nicky
is
Cool just
under
trying to
attack.
get into his next item or even just farm the buyback. 150 away.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures
Potential
are
second last glyph of the game coming through, and once again, all Retsu needs to do is just stand on the high ground. Tank up a lot of that damage.
Crazy rift location. And 1J's trying to run through it. Oh, he must have misclicked instead of the version. I don't know what's going on.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Monka. Oh, they've even got this AoE Vortex coming through from Narwhal. He's gone for the big jump. Just gets the one, though.
The start, but with the flat cannon damage, Nicky Cool's going to be sent back towards the tier 4 tower. Oh, Katie jumped in, and he's too late with the med, and they call it instantly.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. That was an instant GG. As soon as he couldn't even land the chrono, they did not want to stick around to see the outcome of that fight.
As soon as he was silenced, man, the GG was called. It didn't even wait for the death or anything like that. So that is a frustration GG if I've ever seen one. And I did feel like that StoRm, they had a bunch of issues this draft, right? Both in the decision making as well as the hero combinations together, right? The Faceless Void, it worked out really well for them in game number 1. Then obviously against the Timber, it's going to be nice. Against the Tidehunter, it's going to be nice. There's tools for it, but this really does feel like it's going to need to be the Retsu show if they're going to be able to pick up the W here.
So currently they have the position for playing the Grimstroke. I think we were both under the assumption it was going to be Grimstroke PA lane. Do we think they're just going to put the forward down in the safe lane and then have the Vengeful Spirit again playing with the Mars, or have you maybe changed your mind on how?
I think it should still be the Venge with the Mars, personally, just because I feel like that is so much easier to set up for, like, you know, you use the magic missile, that's a stun that sets up for a spear.
Hopefully, I mean, with all that, if he can continue to play the lane, you know, this is going to be about like a 13-minute Blink Dagger timing with all his stats, so we'll see how much he's going to be able to do. They will get aggressive straight away with the 2. Sineko might just get bursted down, but the silence grants that God's Rebuke. And Kate is still continuing to hunt. We got a first blood actually up top instead.
Went too far forward. Skyra still squishy as hell. And they're not able to get a kill onto Dominic. He doesn't have any points in Kraken Shell.
All right. Ooh, wow.
It just shows how vulnerable this lane can be if you're off the mark, as we might see that on Dark, actually, but they're going to go for another jump here on this top side. He's just realizing that, well, he's only level 2, he's used Smash, he's used Gush. I know that I'm going to be able to hit into him, but I'm not giving up too much.
All right, not a dude. Melis very cute with the spear, but so we're able to chase him down. So StoRm, they get their first kill. I don't know if there's a matchup that you lose, or maybe it goes even, but once you get 6, I don't know what. Yeah, Melee especially.
Maybe an OD, that's about it. Maybe Invoker as well, just because you're not really going the Timber Chain, so you can look to get, you know, mana burned. Dark, he's in another little bit of trouble in this top side. Gush up in 1.
Ooh, 1J.
Deny?
To restore
Easy.
the nest of thorns.
Katie is very vulnerable until he's able to pick up the BKB for himself. So you can even see with his item build, he's going into a Ring of Basilius. He realizes that he is going to need to reach this point once the Panko has the potential to rotate towards him, that he just needs to leave the lane. He needs to be as hard to find as possible and waste as much time as he can.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Level 6 pick up on Nicky Cool.
He's getting very aggressive because of how low so many people are across the map.
Oh, nice snipe on Laguna. I mean, you still do lose the Venge, so it's a 1-for-1. Nicky's going to get a refill in the bottle as well. We'll see if he's going to be able to get that timing, because, yeah, we got the 8-minute power in spawning shortly. Top lane, Dominic might be in some danger. Retsu's going to run back to the Grimstroke, so he gets that ink spell given over to him to be able to scale.
Going to try and get a bit aggressive onto Natty Narwhal. He's lucky enough that he was able to pick up the shield rune, but he's got to make sure he stays away.
Oh, nice silence.
I told you to stop getting blood on my blades.
He didn't stay away from the trees.
No, he didn't. He also went closer towards the sky, so that's probably a bit of an issue. I mean, he didn't even know. But potentially could help out getting this double kill mid lane. They did have an observer, so they're well aware with the Bloodseeker's positioning at the moment.
Yeah, and he's TPing back to the tier 2 tower, making sure that's the case. Dark might be looking to go around and place up some high ground vision here. They can start on the Seeker. This would feel really good. Gets the rough drop, but it's not enough.
It doesn't look like it's going to be enough at all. Supernova, maybe Nikki might feel confident about going in. Region's activated. Even Retsu wants to get involved. To jump over the top, targeting down 1J. They'll deal with one of the supports. But can they isolate Nikki Cool now? It looks like they will be able to do so. Well, especially with the damage out of Nikki Cool. Do have to look at Dark Swap, though. He could be a potential factor here to keep the PA alive. Not if the Ravage clips under both of them, though. And now, well, Dark is going to be chased down as well. So it will be a 2-for-1 across the map. Laguna was able to snipe Seneko.
It's like it's the power runes being contested next as they spot out Seneko, but not before he's able to get a nice little D-ward off.
Tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Easy
Dude,
swap
Retsu's
there.
getting very active on this PA.
Dire's
Are they
middle
Are they going to be able to get the kill? Yeah, Natty's got Swash. Sure. I guess. We'll see. Katie? Gonna be vulnerable to the smoke. They're starting to TP down. It's just gonna be both supports at the moment. Let's see if they're gonna have the damage currently. There's no one charges to play with, but he's got Seneko nearby to protect him with the Sunray, so that'll repair up some of the damage, and more importantly, just give StoRm time to react. Dominic's even got to look to TP down with a Ravage at the ready. The Dark's just going to feed his life to the wolves. Can they get out, though? Because Laguna's still stuck in the trees, and now with 1J coming through the rift as well, they're going to be able to get the initial control. Ravage full up. Why not drop everything they require to get the big kill onto Nadinawa, who was a really pivotal reason of why they're able to take that second game.
Another set of stacks for himself. Never mind. Not. Wasted money.
Radiant are scanning.
Natty.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's
Snake.
illusion. It's just a bait. He's got the boys here. Nadinawa's going to hit a couple of ultimates and add another one with the Mystic Flare as well. Alright, snow cut from StoRm. It's actually just going to be 1J Nikki Cool together. Ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah.
No setup for the Mystic Flare, and it's not going to matter in the end. Silence amplifies the damage, and oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Don't need more than that.
There is going to be a DD that they can scout out for Dark, so that's... Okay, he's going to take the DD. Never mind, bottom lane. Bretsu. Ravage used from Dominic. He's going to need a jump target. He's got the creeps nearby, but Dominic blows him up with the anchor smash. They do have some reinforcements coming over. They're going to have to damage though to get the kill, because Radiant's even brings some numbers down as well. The Supernova's going to make it a little bit difficult. They want to turn to kill it, but they won't be fast enough. It's going to be a disaster, man. Matreshka, they make the attempt to take the team fight, but they just weren't ready for all the extra reinforcements with the cavalry showing up. It's a 5-man wipe for StoRm, and they even barely break a sweat.
A more specific PA counter, just to take away one of those more mobile carries. Doesn't even have the Ravage, but link in onto him and drop the anchor.
Retsu, are they actually wanting to fight? I guess they know that a lot of abilities were used, but now Retsu now shows in the lane, and
Give him the anchor.
now he's got nowhere to go.
He gave him the anchor.
This can't be happening.
Oh, hopefully they don't go for a smoke here, because it would be right underneath that observer ward.
Ravage is up in 10.
More information.
Under attack.
Everything is good to go. Even Katie's starting to move over. They're going to try and smoke because they scout out Dark. Nikki, an easy starter to the Venge will give them the numbers advantage, and now they need to split away. They're going to try and get Katie, but a great timing out of the BKB means the Spear's not going to hold him down. The magic, dude, they got him. Oh my lord, Nadinawa gets blown up inside the teleport.
You can't be here.
And now Dominic as well. Ravage is still going to fly. Now they're a little bit too late to get some value out of it. Seneko's going to TP into the tier 1 tower. The split is perfect at the moment from Matreshka. Retsu can TP out, and that's the important thing. Oh, stop. All right. Well, that stops it as well.
Mm-hmm. But like we were saying before, the cast range is absolutely horrendous on that Dead in the Water, so wasn't able to get the PA before she TPs away. That was a really solid spear.
Dude.
Malice to be able to prevent the chase.
They know Retsu's farming top. They saw him underneath the observer board. They're going to see him under the lane now as well, and you are leashed. And you're about to die once again. The voice line's coming out. Dark. He's only got 1 point in the nether swap. Doesn't even have that extra cast range. This is just some beautiful clean Dota from StoRm. From bottom to top they go.
Without giving your life away, it's a lot of unreliable gold being lost every single time. Smoke isn't going to get caught by the Observer Ward, so at least they've got that to be able to play around with.
Can they kill him, dude?
He's got BKB, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he had remnants of a shield rune or something, because Katie now, he stands his ground, and now they're going to get the Mars as well. It's just a disaster.
And, I mean, Timbersaw having it as well would just make sieging up onto the high ground even easier, so Tormentor Steel would work out really well for them, but they just want to take towers right now. They want to prevent the space for this PA to be able to pick up Botman. Poor Laguna.
We've been stuck in the trees for maybe the last minute, and now he chooses the time to run out. Very awkward time.
I think it's just going to enable even the Pango with the Swashbuckle to do a little bit more damage against the likes of the Tidehunter and the Timbersaw, and maybe you could look to take him out to be able to start things off.
There with the heart.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Flamethrower on.
That's all.
Well, that's not how you wanted your first BKB to go.
Oh, it's not. And dude, they're sweeping over. Kiko's going to run into Laguna simultaneously. 1J gets a second support on the back line.
Wash over this land.
There we go. Line being drawn on the map. Once again, KT said, let's get out of here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Good old kimchi mentality.
I like mine.
Oh,
Nice speed back to the tower. Here's the Aegis carrier. But if they can get the first life without committing too heavily, that's going to feel pretty nice. They're looking for a spot back onto the tier 4s. Dark is getting set up. The BKB is going to be activated for Katie, and now it's given enough time for Radiant to be able to move over. Pretty good supernova. As Retsu's stuck in the middle, be able to get some distance away. Natty Narwhal is going to actually be in with the finishing blow, so really nicely done, Matreshka. Really the first decent team fight we've seen out of them. Natty might still be in some danger. It's going to be okay, though.
but still, any gold is pretty vital for them to be able to pick up at this stage.
Speaking of Natty Narwhal, he's just going to run into 3 inside his own jungle. Silence might last a little bit too long, especially with the finishing blow coming through from the sky. They're going to chase down Dark as well. No fear for StoRm. The gold black streak for Nikki called out on top of it.
Still, though, they spent the time cutting the waves, making sure that they weren't able to convert a couple of kills into something extra. They're pinging out the fact that Retsu might be up here, and they're going to be able to see him right now as they walk into him, rupture in onto the PA.
Oh,
Not on target. He'd used it onto a creep.
oh my god, that Atos. TP'd out, but yeah.
Dire's middle tower is
We're
under
going to get
attack.
Malice down bottom as well. Might be able to... no, no TP from Malice. They're still going to use the BKB.
Nikki Cool is solo here in front of a tier 3.
It doesn't seem like as much he has to be worried about.
Nope.
Are they going to try for another swap back? Right, there's the first start. And the Phantom Embrace is always a bit difficult for the Timbersaw to address. It'll expire now, but they'll replenish it straight away. And that is going to be a gold-like streak that Retsu gets. This was
Yeah, anything can
8%.
happen.
Dominic's going to lead the charge up into their own triangle. They're looking to try and bring control, and that is in a pretty good position. Up the smoke and get out. They do ping him, though. They're a little bit split, though. They don't see Retsu, but I think they see
Radiant's top tower
Dark.
is under attack.
Trying to group up as best as they can on Matreshka. They're going to TP to try and cut them off on the retreat. Is Nikki Cool is going to be able to get towards Laguna? What's the core now? It's a bit messy on Matreshka. Meanwhile, over towards the triangle, Retsu, he forced up the egg, but he's going to have to retreat as a result to this. Katie's got some movement speed, though, to catch up. Rupture's potentially going to be there in a couple of seconds. They'll be able to find the BKB out.
Until he gets into his next item.
Oh, they saw him farming.
Are fortified.
Like he's
No
not gonna be
BKB,
able to
dude.
fight.
He's dead. He's not getting out of this one. Nikki's going to get all the damage. What a read from StoRm again. The fact that they see him under blur, farming this creep wave. Don't even need to use the Ravage because of that dead in the water.
He's doing the
Their
right
own
thing.
issues.
Just trying to save that buyback on the PA if he can. Obviously, he's only one component away from being able to pick up that Aghanim Scepter for himself. And I mean, they're still trying it. Melis shoving another wave. Might be able to get away. We'll need one more Spear of Mars to be able to do it. He's got his own BKB. He's going to need to pop it.
What is going on, dude?
I mean,
Is it gonna expire before BKB?
Yes. Oh, he's doing a
Wait.
really good job.
Oh, dude, what's going on?
They're just-
People mid lane, Pango almost dying to 1J? Back, oh, Blink's over the top, dude. He's got a regen. Might have to pop it to somehow stay alive. 1J spells, man. He solo killed him. And back to Melis. He's gonna try and TP out. Can they stop it? All right, he made it out.
This is
That's some crazy stuff. Pango kind of has to start to be the first person the Bloodseeker sees, yeah, so then you just rupture him, and then maybe you're gonna have to be a really long drawn out fight where everyone else is cutting some of the spells, maybe forcing out a Ravage, forcing out Egg.
Dire's bottom tower is under
They honestly
attack.
wouldn't hate someone getting hit by the Rupture right now, though, to be able to start things off, opening up the fight for the PA. They don't want to expend too much.
They might have to use the BKB on Melis though, yeah, they'll still deal with the first life. Arena BKB for it though, let's see if it's gonna be worth it. 99 Walls charging up the Rolling Thunder.
Retsu's gone for the back.
Doesn't see an opening. Oh, the Ravage jump in from Dominic though, straight onto the support for the Egg as well, deep inside the base. Some responses, but there won't be any, as Retsu's still hunting, but yeah, hasn't found an opportunity to jump. They're just clumped up on StoRm.
He's already used the refresher as well on Seneko, realizing how important it is.
He's gotta go soon.
Be as tanky as possible, but no, he's had to use a second Knowledge of the Blur. He's, what, 5 experience away, 20 experience away from level 20. You're just losing your base. You gotta do something, Retsu.
He's gonna pop shortly from Seneko. Now he's gonna jump in. They're gonna try and get the Bloodseeker. Couple of crits, one more swipe. They'll get the kill. It freshes to Blink, and it jumps back over to the Timber. Break is there, but importantly, it was a buyback used. A nice Timber chain as well. Retsu, does he have the damage? So, with a shard on cooldown with the fan and knives, they're not going to be able to get the kill. Now Nikki turns, eats the cheese, and that's all she wrote. Nothing they've got left in the arsenal. They did their best for one last fight, but StoRm, they're just too far ahead. G's had dropped, and unfortunately for Matreshka, they're going to be eliminated from the back defeats for them will send them packing.
Yes, it will, and, well, we were thinking 80+% for StoRm this time around. It really did feel like they had the much more well-rounded draft. They had the direct counters to a lot of what Matreshka had picked up, and